Trusting God in every season. Welcome to Almighty Digital TV. Thank you for joining us today for this special message of encouragement, hope, and faith. Wherever you may be listening from around the world, whether you are beginning your day, ending your evening, taking a break from work, or simply seeking a word from God, I pray that this message speaks directly to your heart. Today's message is titled, Trusting God in Every Season. Our foundation scripture comes from Psalm 46, verse 1, which says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. These powerful words remind us that no matter what season of life we are experiencing, God remains faithful, present, and dependable. He is not a God who abandons his people when challenges arise. He is not a God who disappears when storms appear on the horizon. Instead, he is a refuge, a place of safety, a source of strength, and a constant help in times of need. Life is filled with different seasons. Some seasons are filled with joy, laughter, blessings, and celebration. During these times it may seem easy to trust God because we can clearly see his hand at work. We see the blessings, the open doors, the answered prayers, and the opportunities before us. We feel grateful, hopeful, and excited about the future. Yet there are also seasons that challenge us, seasons of waiting, seasons of uncertainty, seasons of disappointment, seasons when prayers seem unanswered and dreams appear delayed. These are the moments when faith is tested and trust becomes more than just a word. Trust becomes a decision. Trust becomes an act of obedience. Trust becomes the choice to believe that God is still working, even when we cannot see immediate evidence of his work. Many people assume that trusting God means understanding everything he is doing, but true trust does not require complete understanding. In fact, trust often begins where understanding ends. There are moments in life when we simply do not know why certain things happen. We do not understand why doors close, why opportunities disappear, why hardships arise, or why certain prayers take so long to be answered. Yet God calls us to trust him anyway. Proverbs 3:5-6 tells us to trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not on our own understanding. This scripture reveals a powerful truth. Our understanding is limited, but God's wisdom is unlimited. We see only a small part of the picture, while God sees the beginning, the middle, and the end. What appears confusing to us is completely clear to him. What seems impossible to us is entirely possible for God. Throughout the Bible, we see countless examples of people who trusted God during difficult seasons. Abraham trusted God when he was called to leave his homeland and journey into the unknown. He did not know where God was leading him, but he obeyed. Years passed before the promise of a son was fulfilled, yet Abraham continued believing. Joseph trusted God after being betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. There were many moments when he could have given up hope, but he continued trusting God's plan. David trusted God while fleeing from enemies and hiding in caves. Daniel trusted God inside a den of lions. Esther trusted God when her people faced destruction. Each of these individuals experienced seasons of uncertainty, yet they discovered that God remained faithful through every challenge. Perhaps you are listening today and you find yourself in a difficult season. Maybe you have been praying for a breakthrough in your finances. Perhaps you are believing God for healing in your body or restoration in your family. Maybe you are carrying burdens that no one else knows about. You smile in public, but privately you are struggling. You appear strong on the outside, but inside you feel exhausted. If that describes you today, I want to encourage you with this truth. God sees you. He knows exactly where you are. He understands every concern, every disappointment, every prayer, and every tear. Nothing in your life is hidden from him. He is aware of your circumstances, and he is working in ways that you may not yet understand. As we conclude this first part of our message, remember this: God has not forgotten you. He is still leading you, still strengthening you, and still working on your behalf. Even when you cannot see the entire path ahead, you can trust the one who does. Continue praying, continue believing, continue trusting. God's faithfulness has carried his people through every generation, and his faithfulness will carry you through this season as well. Before we conclude today's message, take a moment to reflect on how far God has already brought you. There were challenges in your past that once seemed impossible to overcome. There were moments when you did not know how things would work out. There were seasons when fear tried to convince you that hope was gone. Yet here you are today. God has been faithful through every chapter of your journey. Even when you could not see His hand, He was guiding your steps. Even when you felt alone, He was walking beside you. Even when answers seemed delayed, He was working according to His perfect plan. Sometimes we become so focused on what we are still waiting for that we forget to thank God for what He has already done. We forget the prayers He has already answered, the doors He has already opened, and the strength He has already provided. Today, choose to remember His faithfulness. Let every past victory remind you that God is still in control. Let every previous breakthrough strengthen your confidence for the future. The God who helped you yesterday is the same God who is helping you today, and He will remain faithful tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today. Stay encouraged, stay strong in faith, and remember that God is your refuge and strength in every season of life.